Boom, we're live. Just so Killian's Trucking knows, boom, we're live is trademarked. So be aware of that. Killian's Trucking. I'm just kidding, brother. I steal stuff from Cash is King all the time. Um, yeah, I thought I'd go live real quick from the dock here at the receiver. Um, I showed up a couple hours early. I'm in a dock a half an hour before my appointment. I thought my appointment was earlier than it was. I thought it was around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Then when I checked late last night, I realized my appointment's not until 9:30. Um, so yeah, I am just sitting in the dock here at the receiver in Chicagoland area, uh, waiting to get unloaded. It shouldn't be too bad to get unloaded. The one downside, I did notice these pallets are pinwheeled, and I do not see a forklift on their dock. So I don't know if they're going to have to hand unload it or what they're going to have to do. Yeah, so I'm just going to sit here and wait, you know. Getting loaded right now in Vegas. Oh, good for you, old school, new school. Hopefully it's not like the last experience you had when you're out on the road. But yeah, pretty good week. This run's gonna be a total of 8 days that I've been gone. I left last Wednesday, Stevens Point, Wisconsin, and I will final this Wednesday, the what is that? The 9th, back in my home state of Minnesota. So gonna take some time off after that and kind of relax. My daughter's on her school break for uh, Thanksgiving. So I'm going to go home and hang out with her and the family and stuff like Tommy Unfiltered's in the house. What's going on, Tommy? How are you doing, man? Very interesting content lately, brother. Um, you sure? Well, whatever. Go watch Tommy Unfiltered. Go watch his video from yesterday. I actually found some stuff out that I didn't know about Tommy Unfiltered, and he kind of explained the unfiltered part of his channel, which only thing I can say to you, Tommy, is nothing but respect, man. Like, nothing but respect. I do agree a lot of us live like with filters and deal with stuff from our past, or might be dealing with stuff right in the moment that we don't want to discuss and we don't want to talk about. So I really do agree with that statement. But yeah, we're just sitting here at the receiver, hopefully get unloaded soon. I do have another delivery like 90 miles from here. Um, but things are going pretty good on this end, business wise or like my career path, things are going really good. Um, Grafton's in the house. Miss TBT's in the house. Hey, Miss TBT, I've been trying to get your better half on a live show. Or you, both of you, actually would be cool. For all you that don't know, TBT is like 65, 70 days into his trucking career. And I've been thinking, like, I really don't remember my first days or like my first 60 days of trucking. Seems like a lifetime ago, 23 years ago. Um, I do remember like passing my CDL test and getting a truck for the first time, but I don't remember like I don't remember the ins and outs of my first 60 days. So I'd like to talk to people that are new to trucking and they're running flatbed. So Jerome Jones is in the house. Tommy, yeah, Tommy, like for real, man. Um, we all have pasts, and sometimes we need to embrace our past, because our past has led us to where we are today. You know what I mean? And hopefully, if you're battling things like depression or anxiety or criminal charges from your past, hopefully, like, you're not using that as an scapegoat to like continue to be miserable. You know what I mean? Try and build yourself up. Um, Cool Trucking's in the house. Cool Trucking. I don't have $5 for you, brother. Um, I actually watched you on somebody else's live the other night for quite a while. You guys went forever. Um, but yeah, no, things have been I'm not a guy that's going to sit here and I'll complain when things are bad. You know what I mean? Um, I will, I will speak the truth to the best, like my truth, but because my truth might be different than other people's truths, I get criticized for that. And whatever, that is what it is. I am not going to apologize for being successful right now. You know what I mean? Um, I I don't I'm not doing anything different than any one of us could do. You know what I mean? So things have been really good. I'm excited for what the next couple of days brings. I get to go home. I've been on the road now. I don't even know how long. I think like 3, 4 weeks, something like that. I want to get home, see the family. The reason I've chose to stay out that long is because I've been experiencing like good loads. And when those loads are available, I want to take them. I want to keep growing. I don't want to become stagnant. But it's always the same things. I'm not gonna lie and say I work the spot market all that much because I don't. I treat the spot market the way it's meant to be treated. What I mean by that is it's usually a load that gets me out to my customer, or it's a load that gets me from my customers back to my house. And I have a lot of knowledge in the lanes that I run that I kind of know the bottom dollar that makes sense for me. And I haven't hit that yet. You know, I haven't hit that bottom dollar yet. So I'm just doing the same thing like week in and week out. And I'm okay with that. Does it get boring? It does. The repetition, the same highways, it gets boring. But I have within like at the most $500 um range of I know what I'm gonna make every time I turn the truck on. There's a lot of people that can't say that. You know what I mean? And that's not tooting my own horn or anything like that. It's just what I'm doing is working right now. Now, could that blow up? Absolutely, it could blow up. Let me see a couple of these comments here. Cool truck and Miss TBT and Miss TBT USA says good, good. Resetting in California at the moment. Oh man, I don't go out to California. I really don't go west of I-35. I go east of I-35. I don't go west. I think since I've been an owner operator, when I was a company guy, I used to go west all the time. But since I've been an owner operator, I think I did pick up a load in New Mexico one time. But I had taken a load from Minnesota down to Texas, hopped over to New Mexico, and came right back north with that load. Jerome Jones says, "Oh, I remember my 60 days of training." See, I was trained. How I got my CDL was I worked for a construction supply company and I was their helper. So like I was the truck, grunt. I rode in the passenger seat, and when we got to a construction site, I helped unload the truck. Um, we had boom trucks and we delivered drywall and structural steel. So when I went and got my Class A permit, um, I just trained with the guy I was riding with. Every now and then he would let me drive. And, after I think it was about a month or two, I went and got my Class A CDL. Now, I did fail my test the first time. Um, I failed my test because I took my test on a road course. So it was this big course. And the last like 10 minutes of the test, you had to exit and enter the highway. Like they would actually bring us out on the highway. And when we got out on the highway, the instructor said, "Hey, you just blew a tire. What do you do?" So I turned my hazards on and got onto the shoulder of the road. And I failed the test because I didn't turn my blinker on first and get onto the shoulder and then turn my hazards on. So in Minnesota, you have to wait one day if you fail your test, and then you can take it the next day. So that's what I did, and I passed the second time I took the test. Um, but yeah, I really don't remember the training and stuff. Um, It was just so long ago. TBT USA says, hey, Fade, I would love to come on. We are in a hotel resting, heading down to breakfast buffet. We need to set up a time to go live. Most definitely, TBT. I would love to talk to you. You do things different than me. Like, I know you're a flatbedder. I haul reefer freight. I just think it would be cool to get the perspective of a new driver, um, and a company driver on top of that. Like right now, I think the market, if you're new to trucking, I think the market kind of dictates what you should do. And I think being a company driver right now is a very good thing. Hey, I was a company driver for 20 years. You know what I mean? There's no, I don't, if I ever had to, I would be a company driver again. It would be difficult for me because I like the independence that I have right now. Um, However, I would probably go back to the company that I left when I started this venture because I kind of had it made there. I did what I wanted to do. I came and went as I pleased, you know. It looks like our company is starting to engineer a lane for us so we'll know our consistent miles. Consistency can be good sometimes. Consistency is great, Miss TBT USA. Uh, Consistency is in life in general is a good thing. Um, you know, it's better in my mind. It's better than bouncing all around. You know what I mean? That can get hectic. That can get, especially if you're not familiar with lanes, you can put yourself in some pretty crappy situations, and it's hard to dig yourself out of those situations. Um, Seven Seas Transports in the house. What's going on, man? How are you doing? Um, Cool Trucking. Let me read this. This looks like a long comment. Cool Trucking says, I remember mine 40 some years ago. I took my chauffeur's license and hauled fence posts to a grape and really? Huh. That's interesting. Cool Trucking. Yeah. Maybe it's because I stayed with that company, the company that got me my Class A license. Like I stayed with them for 13 years. Was like 13 years. And I ended up getting laid off. So I worked there for 9 years, 10 years, got laid off. And then the company opened a new facility in Minot, North Dakota. So working with like the oil fields, setting stuff up, delivering steel. So I moved from Minnesota out to North Dakota and worked out there for a few years and then got burned out. Like, missed my family. I just got burned out, so I quit and moved back to Minnesota. And when I moved back to Minnesota, I I took one job, or yeah, I took a job as a route delivery man, milkman actually, delivering all kinds of dairy products to grocery stores, schools, restaurants, and I worked there until the owner of that company retired and sold his business to another contractor. Um, and I didn't like that other contractor. So I quit and went and did another job. And so I've really only had I think I've had 4 driving jobs in my 23 years of driving, this being one of them. Um, I I stayed at where I was because they paid me well. And you know what? I'm gonna crack the window. Let me know if it gets too loud. It's kind of a busy place here. You're gonna hear beeping. Oh, really? Haul dry van and reefer? I saw a photo of you guys with a flatbed. I thought maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Miss TBT. I misspoke. They haul dry van and reefer. Um, Jerome Jones says, when I took my test, I failed 2 times. Both were being a big dummy. Yeah, that happens, man. Like, you know, get nervous. You're in a commercial vehicle. Like I get it. People fail tests all the time. Jackknife TV says, hell, at this point, the market dictates you should find something else to do because eventually I think company drivers are going to be hit hard to useless. You drive for Walmart. Hey, Walmart's a pretty good company to drive for. They have a lot of rules when you drive for them. I actually know somebody that drives for Walmart, and like they have some pretty strict rules on like using your cell phone, even with a headset. But he makes really, really good money. I mean, he probably, on paper, probably makes more money than I do. Miss TBT USA says, during FEMA, we did haul a flatbed for generators, so that's the photo you saw. Oh, okay. All right. I knew I saw something with a flatbed with you guys. And I actually stumbled on your channel. I had been subscribed, but I'd never hit the notification. And then I stumbled across your guys' channel and watched a couple of shorts you guys did when you were out shooting guns. So that was pretty cool. Hold on a sec. Oh, I thought he was coming up to talk to me. Jackknife TV says, Old Dominion slow hiring spree with declining LTL demand. Wow, that's crazy. I would say the reefer LTL demand's actually up in the areas I run. I will say this, too, to Jackknife TV. I've been in Pennsylvania lately. The struggles that I've heard you talk about, because you're based in Pennsylvania, man, I saw it. Like your guys' fuel prices, I will no longer get fuel in Pennsylvania. I'll take the hit on the IFTA. Like, I was shocked at how expensive fuel was out in Pennsylvania. Absolutely shocked. Miss TBT USA says, actually hauled anything and everything during FEMA. Okay. I never got on that FEMA stuff. I think the carrier is signed up for it. The carrier I'm leased onto has really good connections right now and good customer freight. So that's what I'm doing. Cool Trucking says, I used to change jobs like underwear. Never could be a company driver. I hate taking orders. Yeah, you know, I understand that, Cool Trucking. Is it getting loud? Let me bounce down to these comments real quick. Somebody leave a comment if it's like you hear a bunch of background noise. And I'll go back to that. Somebody leave a comment right now because it seems like it's loud in here. I feel like I'm yelling. No Luck Trucking's in the house. Let me go back up to these comments. I don't want to skip all your guys' comments. Okay, yeah, Cool Trucking was talking about changes jobs like underwear. Yeah, taking orders is tough, man. That'd be my number one thing about having to go back to being, and not just a company driver. I mean, the reality is, if I fail at this, I probably want to get out of the actual driving aspect of trucking. I have a lot of other skills in this industry. I've been a dispatcher. I've been a driver manager. I've ran warehouses. I probably, if I fail at this or get pushed out, I don't know if I'm going to drive anymore. I'm still young enough that if I can't drive, I can still find a decent job, you know, doing something else. Jackknife TV says, no, I'm saying company driving jobs are going to diminish too, and so is the pay if this keeps up. You know, I can't argue that because you're probably right. I mean, you're probably right. Things will have to change, and drivers are going to be probably the hardest hit. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm currently sitting here at this gourmet fish place where the people that are working inside the office, I've seen pull up in Audis, Maseratis, the new sedan Porsche. Like, I mean, and then you see the workers' cars that are driving these little box trucks, and they're just beat up trucks, beat up cars. So I think you're right, Jackknife. The the driver will be the hardest hit. Shout-a-da-da-doo. Any advice for someone wanting to move from flatbed to reefer? Um, Reefer is pretty simple, man. Um, it takes a little bit of what's the word? I don't want to say knowledge because it's not. It's not. Think of a dry van with a unit on the back that you have to turn on, that you have to maintain, that you have to, make sure you set your temperature points right. What it really boils down to is reading the paperwork, because you're going to get a Raycon that might have one temperature on it, and then you're going to get your BOL that has a different temperature on it. I would highly suggest if that happens, just reach out to the broker, because in the end, the broker's always going to tell you, at least through my experience, to run what's on the BOL. I'll say this about reefer game too, like versus drive or flatbed, which I did at my very first job. Your hours are really strange. You're going to run a lot of split hours or split sleeper logs. Um, your wait time's going to be, at times your wait time's going to be very excessive. Other times it's going to be very quick. Um, you're not as a priority in the reefer game as I was when I was a flatbed hauler. When I showed up to a construction site, they were usually waiting for me. In the reefer game, they make me wait. I gotta turn this up. I feel like I'm yelling or rolling my windows up. I feel like I'm yelling. Seven Seas Transport says, ever consider buying an older flatbed or step jet just to have some diversity when one market is better than the other, or even a dry van? I have not thought about purchasing any different type of trailer. Although I could. Where I live, I think the best thing for me to buy for where I live, if I was to buy a different type of trailer, would be a flatbed. Um, there's lots of products in the Midwest that run like straight through Minnesota. There's lots of steel that comes out of Minnesota too. Um, so if I was to buy another trailer, it'd maybe be a flatbed. The other thing is, you know, like this is gonna sound so bad, and I don't mean for it. Like I'm seeing growth right now in what I do. I'm not seeing diminishing things. I've seen diminishing in volume in certain areas, but for right now, like that doesn't really affect me because I run so much customer freight, and that freight is like like too much for the carrier to like really handle. um, One can haul van freight with a yeah. I haul dry loads with a reefer trailer. I've done that many times. I prefer to always try and run a reefer load because they pay better. So that, but if I'm in an area that the only thing they really have to offer is dry van freight, I'll take a dry load. Miss TBT says by December we'll have doubles, triples, so we will get our official lane then most likely. Okay, well, good for you guys. Good for you. No Luck Trucking's in the house. I don't want to say anything, but yeah, how you doing, No Luck? This is pregame, No Luck. Um, Cool Trucking. Nope, good here. What did I miss? Um, Sorry, hold on. I wish they would start unloading me, man. Frozen load and you have your doors open. Stupid. Sounds fantastic. Okay, no good. Okay. Just talk, sound good. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Miss TBT is saying hi to Shannon, Fate. Jackknife TV says, Fate, credit is everything too, LOL. It don't take much to live above your means now. Where I live, there are people that own side by sides that are worth more than their house. Yeah, I believe that. Um, I'm not I'm not a fan of credit. I'm being unloaded. I don't live I don't even live my personal life on credit, and that's because of an experience I had that I've shared before back in 2008, 2009. I was overextended in my life. I went through some life changes. I went through a divorce. Um, I lost everything. I lost everything. Um, and I learned from that experience. I mean, I went bankrupt, legitimately went bankrupt. Had to restart at, how old was I? Like 28 years old, I think. I had to restart life. Um, so I don't like credit. And I know you're probably joking there. But yeah, credit serves a purpose. I mean, it's not like I don't have credit cards and things like that. I do. I have personal credit, I have business credit, but I try very hard not to overextend myself in my life. Um, because I have things I want that I believe I can obtain without owing anybody anything. And you know, that's what I want in life, I don't want to owe anybody anything. I never want somebody to come and knock on my door again and say, we're taking your car, we're taking your house. Like, I never want to experience that again. Cool Trucking says, I wouldn't worry about making it in this industry after some of the bizarre breakdowns I've been through without walking away. You're better than most. Yeah, I've had some breakdowns too, man. This year, here's the thing about being an owner operator, which a lot of us in this chat are owner operators, or we're leasing equipment from a company that we're responsible for. There's months you're not going to make money. Like, you're in the red. You know what I mean? And that happens. And hopefully you've planned or set yourself up to withstand those months, because it happens. It most certainly does. um I would recommend right now, if you're like an owner operator new, just save your money. Like, don't buy anything right now, because one, here, this is from experience, you can bring your truck in for something, and along the process of them fixing the thing that you brought the truck in there for, they're going to break stuff. And then, what I've noticed from dealerships is they only work with like one or two suppliers. So their suppliers might say, oh, that's on back order. And that's where they leave it. They're not going to go through any other chains to try and find your part. That's going to be up to you. And then you're going to fight with the shop to pay not only for the part that they broke, but all the labor and everything that goes into getting it fixed, that sometimes to make money and get back on the road, you bite the bullet and just pay it and handle it later. I don't think this guy's going to be able to back into a spot. 389 Pete stretched out here in Chicago in one of the tightest spots that I deliver to. Beautiful looking truck. He ain't going to be able to back in here. I don't know what he's thinking. You'll have to wait until I leave. Jackknife TV says, hey, Shannon, everything good? Going good? You're making money? Yeah, Shannon can understand what I'm talking about some months you're not going to make it, like you're not going to make any money, and it's tough. Like, it's tough. It's something that you have to get used to it. TBT USA says, depends on the company. Many smaller companies may have impacts, but the megas aren't going to feel too much. We're actually increasing our rate per mile to another 13 cents per mile per driver. Holy cow. Is that because you're adding on all the endorsements, TBT? Good for you guys. Well, I always say Miss Shannon. Shannon Thomas Trucking says, I'm so happy you're successful. Fate sincerely. Well, I appreciate that, or of your success. I appreciate that, Shannon. Thank you. You know, the reality is, like, I struggled for a long time in life. Like, in life, I struggled. I struggled in life for a long time. Uh, so when I look at where I've been and what I've been through, and I look at where I am today, you know, I feel like I'm successful in life because I'm able to experience life in a different way than I did in my late 20s, early 30s. I'll leave it at that. TBT USA says, never apologize for success. You work hard and get successful results. Yeah, TBT, it's just hard because I I know a lot of us are struggling. And to have a guy come on and say that they don't see it, they don't understand it, you know, people can read into that and think like you're being arrogant or you're being whatever, right? Um, and I have no qualms in saying the reason I'm successful is I'm leased onto a great carrier. I have great mentors in the trucking industry and outside of the trucking industry, that things that I've done in my life, chances and risks I've taken at the age of 42 are starting to pay off. You know, um, it's just I don't want people. You know, I do care about what people think, and that's probably something I need to get over. Um, but the fact that bills are paid, you know, vacations, ice fishing, fishing stuff, like the fact that I can live life and not worry about anything, you know, that's what we all want, right? Like, let's be honest. That's what we all want. Jackknife TV says, Fate, you mean those Audis and Porsches you see in the parking lot over there? Parked parking lot over there, a lot of it's just fake BS. Yeah, Jackknife, I do agree with that too, man. You know, you can have that statement, living like the Joneses or competing with the Joneses. Like, yeah, there's people that, you know, finance everything because they can, and when interest rates are low, you can get more money. You know, a lot of people make that mistake with house purchases. When interest rates are low, they're going to purchase a house for probably more than they can afford because their payment seems lower, and they're willing to give you more money. You know, trucking with T-Bones in the house. What's going on, man? How are you? Uh, Shada Dada Do. Am I saying that right? Leasing on to a company with direct shippers has to be the best way forward. I'm struggling to find a place that will take me, that doesn't work off the spot market. Yeah, that's tough, man. Everybody, I got lucky. Like, I don't have any crystal ball or anything like that. I got very fortunate. And you know what? YouTube like led me to the carrier I'm leased onto. So like that's a plus too. But yeah, find companies that have direct shippers. You know, I got a buddy. I've been talking to a couple of people. Another person's a YouTube guy that they're leased on to a big carrier. Um, and I know that carrier has like direct customers too. I don't want to say the name because you know, I don't know if it's right, but there's a big name that starts with the letter L. Put it that way. And I know they have direct customers. So don't give up. Like, keep looking, keep asking questions. Um, and here's the other thing: maybe find a carrier that like pays you. For me, percentage in the long game is what I want. But I know of companies right now. I think Jackknife TV shared something on Cash's Live the other day where it was like 250 or 260 a mile, leasing onto a company that paid per mile with a fuel surcharge, an adjustable fuel surcharge. You know, look into that too. No Luck Trucking, no debt gang. Yeah, there. I mean, I have debt. Don't get me wrong. I have a mortgage right now that I'm trying to pay off early. So I do carry debt on my mortgage. When it comes to other things, I don't owe anybody anything like that I can think of. You know, I don't. I if I use my credit card, I pay it off immediately. Um, I don't wait for it to earn any interest. I just pay it off. T-Bone saying hi. Truckers Anonymous in the house. Good morning. Um, Jackknife TV says, Fate, you know what you're talking about. 2008 hit me pretty hard and pretty much caused me to end up having a divorce by 2010. I didn't go bankrupt, but I defaulted on a lot. Yeah, man. That period of my life sucked. And that's why I remember what that looked like. I remember being laid off with a CDL license with 9 years of experience driving and couldn't find like a job in my area. Like that at the time I was a single father. So I couldn't go over the road. So I needed to stay like local or have a regional job where I might be gone 1 or 2 nights a week and then have grandparents take care of my daughters. Um, I couldn't find a job, and when I look at this current climate of market that we're in, do I see things that are crazy? Absolutely. But I don't see them as bad. Not saying it won't get there, but I don't see it as bad as what I went through in 2000 and it was like 2008 to 2010. That period of my life, those 2 years, 2.5 years were just hell. No, nomadic Brits in the house. What's going on, buddy? How are you? With both feet, yo, miscreants. Did I say that right? How's things? We're doing good here with both feet. I guess I owe you $500 too. You left a comment that Belloc sent you over. Evidently, I owe all these people money now. No Luck Trucking saying hi to Nomadic. With both feet says Cash is King promo code TVC Pro Driver. Yeah, that's something to check into. TVC Pro Driver, I have it. It's a subscription based like legal team, like prepaid legal. Plus you can sign up for their fuel card. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. So yeah, go ahead and share Cash's promo code for TVC. TBT USA says shakedown, breakdown, take down everybody wants into the crowd, like breakdown, take down, you're busted. Some sort of song. I should probably know that, and I don't. Yeah, thanks, Both Feet, for sharing that with Both Feet. Bob Seger, okay. See, my dad used to listen to Bob Seger. Like, I have so many fun. So I've shared this before. I was an athlete, so I'd travel a lot, and sometimes we would fly. Like, if it was over like 400 or 500 miles, we would usually fly. Otherwise, we would drive. And I remember my dad playing like Bob Seger, The Doors, Aerosmith. Well, what's that? Ted Nugent. So like I remember my dad playing all that music, and like if Bob Seger comes on the radio, I turn it up. It's just I think I've made it pretty clear what my style of music is, and I know it's not for everybody. And funny story, I remember my dad, like back when I was 15, 16 years old, telling me, oh, someday you're going to hate this music. And actually, like, I enjoy the music that I like even more, the genre that I like. Insult Investors in the house. What's going on, man? I'm glad to see that you're alive and haven't sunk to the bottom of the sea yet. Yes, sir, endorsements. Well, good for you. You know what? I need to get you on TBT because you're doing things to better yourself in this industry. After only being in it, what how long you been in it now? We'll say 70. I don't even think you're at 90 days yet, but let's just say 3 months, okay? In 3 months, you've realized that if you get more endorsements, you might be able to generate more money. You're running a team, which, companies are going to pay you a little bit more for that. So, like, good for you, man. Like, and especially coming from a different background than trucking, like, you must have some good people you're listening to, TBT and Miss TBT. Like, you guys must have some good mentors. Props to you. With both feet says not to step on your toes page. As for the code is Cash was ending his life, so I wanted to share. Oh, with both feet, come on, man. You're not stepping on my toes. The reality is, when it comes to like these promo codes that we all have, and we can try and get people, it's not like I Cash deserves it. Cash, yeah, like they deserve it, man. Like they've put in the work. They've made constant videos about these things. You're not stepping on my feet at all, man. Those are the like OGs. You know what I mean? They deserve it. You know. I will say a couple of people have signed up with my mud flap code, which is Fate Trucking. Um, Thank you for that, and hopefully you enjoyed the $10 in free fuel because I know I did. And I hope you're saving money on mud flap. Um, is it always the best to fuel up? No, it's not. But that's where like what with both feet giving out Cash's code for TBC. There's other forms that of fuel discounts you can receive, and you know, go out and check because that's the name of the game right now is trying to put more money in your pocket. Um, with both feet says TBT, did you have to learn Chinese to take your endorsement test? Oh, come on, with both feet. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, it's always DIY's fault, TBT. Always DIY's fault. Jackknife TV says, Faith, people that are ignorant won't think you're bragging about. People that are business minded will know that you're just trying to show a way to help people improve their operation. Dude, I hope so, Jackknife. And honestly, like coming from you saying that, like I've shared before, you're a smart guy. Like I just by like talking to you or seeing you on lives, you know that you're the way you think. You're a smart dude. So that means a lot to me. Because the last thing I want people to think is, you know, that I'm an arrogant prick. You know what I mean? I don't flaunt. If I talk about money on my channel, it's what I earn for the week. I don't flaunt some of the things I have because the things I have I've worked hard to get, and they're meant for my wife and my kids and me. They're not meant for like the YouTube world. You know what I mean? Um that's my personal life, you know. Old school, new school. Do you mistake confidence for air? I'm not arrogant, man. Um, I've shared this before. Okay, I was raised to always think I was the best, and that was because my father basically made it to the NHL. I was an athlete. I always thought that I could win. There was no reason for me to lace my skates up if I was already defeated while I was in the locker room. I always wanted to be the best out on the ice, even though I wasn't. I always thought I was the best. I worked hard at something because I loved it. So I was raised with like a form of confidence that comes across kind of cocky, but it's not. I'm just confident in my abilities on things, along with like the right tutelage. Any six. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to end this live now because I am unloaded. He's gonna go in and get my right paperwork. Um, I'm gonna go live tonight later with another channel, so hopefully I can share that out. Thank you everybody for stopping in here. Let's set up, time to talk TBT. And yeah, if you're out there driving today, be safe. Have a good day. And until next time, you know what it is. Cash is for you. Keep on trucking. Later, y'all.